With that video, we have just kicked off the 20th anniversary celebration of the Convention for the Safeguarding of Intangible Cultural Heritage. Thank you very much and welcome. Thank you for coming here despite the early hour. And thank you for all the attention and interest you have paid to this event. Let me introduce myself. I will be your MC for today and tomorrow. My name is Soo-min Yoo. This 20th anniversary celebration of the Convention for the Safeguarding of ICH is being brought to you by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and the Cultural Heritage Administration of Korea, as well as ICHCAP and Korea Cultural Heritage Foundation. We do have many guests who are unable to attend today, as well as representatives of UNESCO and practitioners and participants in ICH. For them, we are also broadcasting this event live on UNESCO, ICHCAP, EBS, and YouTube channels. We are providing simultaneous interpretation into Korean, English, French, and Spanish. Please check to make sure you have the relevant channel on your translation receivers. We would like to introduce the guests in attendance today. Please welcome them with a warm round of applause. First of all, we'd like to introduce Mr. Park Jin, Minister of Foreign Affairs of the Republic of Korea. Please welcome Ban Ki-moon, the 8th UN Secretary General. Yoo In-chun, who is the Cultural Special Envoy for the Republic of Korea. Please welcome Choi Eung-chun, Administrator of the Cultural Heritage Administration of the Republic of Korea. Chi Shing, Deputy Director General of UNESCO. Please welcome Ernesto Otone, Assistant Director General for Culture for UNESCO. Samir Adar, the Moroccan Ambassador to UNESCO. Marcela Mariam Rosardo, the Argentinian Ambassador to UNESCO. Kim Yu-yeol, President and CEO of EBS. We also have many other VIPs and distinguished guests in attendance with us today, but due to time constraints, we are unable to go in turn introducing them all. With that, we would like to officially begin this 20th anniversary celebration with the opening remarks of the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Park Jin, of the Republic of Korea. Please welcome him with a big round of applause.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. As was introduced, I am Park Jin, Minister of Foreign Affairs of the Republic of Korea.
Good morning, everyone. His Excellency Ban Ki-moon, former Secretary General of the United Nations. His Excellency Dr. Choi Eung-chan, Cultural Heritage Administrator. His Excellency Dr. Sing-chi, Deputy Director General of UNESCO. His Excellency Hong Seok-in, our Ambassador on Public Diplomacy. His Excellency Yoo In-chun, Presidential Advisor on Culture, and Ambassador Park Sang-mi, our Ambassador to the UNESCO. And Assistant Director General of UNESCO, Mr. Otone. Nice to meet you. And Mr. Kim Young-won, Director General of National Music Academy. Ambassadors and distinguished guests, thank you so much for joining us this morning. We have gathered today to celebrate the 20th anniversary of the Convention for the Safeguarding of the Intangible Cultural Heritage. It is my pleasure to co-host this meaningful event today. For the last 2 decades, the Convention has served as a beacon guiding us to safeguard and promote invaluable heritage passed down through generations. Over the 20 years, 676 forms of intangible cultural heritage have been listed from 5 regions and 140 countries. The list represents a significant milestone in the global efforts to cherish our collective heritage. It stands as a testament to the enduring value of our cultural diversity and traditions. This remarkable achievement was made possible thanks to the UNESCO Secretariat's unwavering commitment and tireless efforts. As we reflect on the past achievements and the strides we have made, we are also reminded of challenges that lie ahead. Today, intangible cultural heritage faces new threats and vulnerabilities. Environmental degradation is impacting intangible cultural heritage, which are closely tied to natural landscapes and ecosystems. Climate change is disrupting traditional practices and eroding cultural knowledge, undermining the connection between communities and their natural environment. Globalization, which brings various opportunities and benefits, also poses significant threats to living cultural heritage. It is crucial to find the delicate balance between global connectivity and the preservation of diverse cultural expression. And these challenges that we face can only be solved through international cooperation and solidarity. And this is why we have gathered here today, to rekindle our commitment to safeguard these living traditions for the next decades to come. During this global meeting, for the next 2 days, we will be discussing 4 key thematic areas. First, promoting sustainable livelihood is important. Sustainable livelihood practices are essential for protecting living heritage as they provide the framework for harmonizing cultural preservation with economic stability. Sustainable livelihoods helps local communities maintain their traditional ways of life by providing economic opportunities that are aligned with their cultural practices. One specific example is the case of Hahoe mask dance drama in Andong, Gyeongsang-buk-do, in the southeastern part of Korea. In recent years, Hahoe village faced challenges related to preserving its heritage due to aging population. As you may know, Korea is a fast aging society. Hahoe village embraced community-based cultural tourism as a sustainable livelihood model. The income generated through this initiative were reinvested in the preservation of the Hahoe mask dance and other cultural heritage elements in the village. Second, nurturing our relationship with the natural world is vital. Living heritage often emerges from a deep connection between communities and their natural surroundings. Preserving the environment ensures that the cultural identity and significance of living heritage remain intact. Jeju female divers, known as Haenyeo, were inscribed on the list of intangible cultural heritage in 2016. The women divers harvest seafood in a controlled manner, minimizing damage to the delicate marine ecosystem and preserving a sustainable fishing environment. Jeju divers exemplify the intimate relationship between the natural environment and the living heritage. Their traditional practices showcase the importance of a healthy ecosystem for sustaining cultural traditions. Furthermore, it highlights the crucial role that local communities play in being stewards of their environment to protect their cultural heritage for future generations. Third, quality education is a powerful tool in protecting living heritage. Living heritage often involves traditional knowledge, skills, and practices passed down through generations. Quality education ensures that this valuable knowledge is documented, taught, and transmitted to younger generations, safeguarding the continuity of living heritage. One specific example in Korea is the case of Namsadang Nori, traditional performance rooted in the entertainment troops known as Namsadang. When the Namsadang tradition faced a decline, Korean government introduced Namsadang Nori tradition in the school curriculum and organized workshops and training sessions. Through the integration of Namsadang Nori into quality education initiatives, the younger generation's interest has increased, ensuring that the tradition continues to be celebrated as an invaluable part of Korea's cultural heritage. Lastly, harnessing digital technology is crucial. Digital technology enables the documentation and preservation of living heritage in various formats, such as audio, images, and textual archives. Furthermore, digital platforms have global reach, allowing people from different parts of the world to access and learn about the living heritage in other countries. One specific example in Korea is the royal ancestral ritual in the Jongmyo Shrine and its music. Located in Seoul, excuse me, the Jongmyo Shrine is a setting for a Confucian ritual dedicated to the ancestors of the Josun dynasty, our old kingdom. This unique Confucian ritual encompasses song, dance, and music performed on traditional instruments. To promote these living heritage, various digital technology has been leveraged, including virtual tours and exhibitions, scanning and reconstruction, digital archiving, mobile apps, and multimedia guides. These efforts have increased global awareness of the traditional practices and rituals connected to the royal court in Josun dynasty. Distinguished guests, ambassadors, ladies and gentlemen, the sole vision for the future of living heritage, safeguarding for sustainable development and peace encapsulates the above-mentioned four key thematic areas. This is our aspiration and commitment to build a more inclusive, resilient, and harmonious world. By emphasizing the significance of intangible cultural heritage in shaping sustainable development and fostering peace, we are sowing the seeds for more inclusive, prosperous, and peaceful future. Today, Republic of Korea aspires to become a global pivotal state with outstanding expertise in culture, heritage, and digital technology. We would like to contribute to the peace, freedom, and prosperity of the world. Korea has contributed to the capacity building of developing countries. Korea also has been supporting digital archiving of intangible cultural heritage in developing countries starting from 2015. With funding of $2 billion for 10 years, the project will produce 250 documentary videos of intangible cultural heritage. Korea stands ready to work with the international community and the UNESCO in contributing to the success of the next 20 years of the safeguarding of intangible cultural heritage. Together, let's embark on this collective journey, connecting the past and the present, building bridges between cultures and communities, celebrating our shared humanity, and preserving the intangible threads that connects us all. Through our commitment to this whole vision, we can ensure that the legacy we leave for future generations is one that cherishes and protects the precious tapestry of our cultural diversity. Let us recognize that our actions today will shape the trajectory of our world in the decades to come. Thank you very much. 감사합니다.
네, 의미 있는 박진 외교부 장관.
Thank you very much, Minister, for those very significant opening remarks. Thank you. Next, we would like to hear from our co-host of today's event, Administrator Choi Eun-chun of CHA of the Republic of Korea. Please welcome him with a big round of applause.
안녕하십니까.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Choi Eun-chun. I'm pleased to see everyone here celebrating the 20th anniversary of the ICH convention. I would like to express my gratitude to His Excellency Foreign Minister Park Jin for co-hosting this event, as well as Sing Chi, Deputy Director General of UNESCO, for attending the event on behalf of Director General Audrey Azoulay, His Excellency Ban Ki-moon, the 8th Secretary General of the UN, for coming here despite his busy schedule, and Yu In-chun, Cultural Envoy for the Presidential Office, as well as Park Sang-mi, Ambassador of Korea to UNESCO, for all of your tireless efforts. And I would also like to take this opportunity to welcome distinguished guests from home and abroad, as well as many people joining us online. Thank you and welcome. As the head of CHA, in charge of protecting Korea's national heritage, I am pleased to announce the opening of today's global meeting. To celebrate the 20th anniversary of the 2003 ICH Convention, this conference is being co-hosted by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and the Cultural Heritage Administration, and co-organized by UNESCO ICHCAP and the Cultural Heritage Foundation, along with the complete support of UNESCO. I would like to express my thanks to UNESCO for your full support. At the conference, we will look back on the achievements of the 2003 convention, which was adopted to safeguard and promote ICH, and explore the vision forward and our future direction. I hope that the conference will be an important milestone in supporting our efforts to safeguard humanity's valuable ICH. In 1964, Korea enacted the Cultural Heritage Protection Act to lay the foundation for the preservation and transmission of intangible heritage. And in 2015, the Act on the Safeguarding and Promotion of ICH was enacted to build a comprehensive legal and policy basis, and a related agency was established. As such, Korea has been dedicated to safeguarding ICH in a consistent manner. As of today, 155 ICH elements have been designated, and more than 7,000 ICH practitioners and carriers have been nurtured. We have also been paying attention to UNESCO's policies regarding ICH safeguarding and promoting the implementation of the 2003 Convention as a responsible member of the international community. Korea joined the 2003 Convention rather early in 2005, and we have served the Intergovernmental Committee 3 times. In 2017, Korea served as chair of the 12th Intergovernmental Committee meeting that was held in Jeju, Korea. We have also been supporting UNESCO's activities for its member states through contributions to the Intangible Cultural Heritage Fund, which is a precious source of financial resources to safeguard ICH around the world. It is used to finance various priority projects and initiatives of UNESCO, and I believe that these initiatives play an important role in promoting sustainable development of ICH and communities and strengthening social cohesion. Korea has also provided support for the establishment and operation of the International Information and Networking Center for ICH, or ICHCAP, as UNESCO Category 2 center. These activities of the Korean government are based on the desire that the safeguarding of ICH must become a truly global, common agenda to preserve world heritage for the next generation. I hope that this event will serve as an opportunity for us not to simply toast our past accomplishments, but clearly confront the challenges lying before us. Due to various global issues such as climate change that threaten all of humanity, we must pool together our decisive actions and wisdom to ensure that ICH maintains its viability and remain a living heritage. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, I urge you to participate in the conference through active discussions and dialogue so that we can reaffirm our commitment to safeguarding ICH across the world. And I hope that your passionate discussions can be contained in the Seoul Vision Declaration that will be adopted tomorrow. Lastly, I'd like to express my gratitude to everyone who has worked so tirelessly for today's event at MOFA, ICHCAP, and elsewhere, and we at CHA will also work for the inclusive and a sustainable future of ICH. Thank you very much.
네, 감사합니다. 정말
Thank you very much. It was a very meaningful remark. Next, we are going to hear a message from Director General Audrey Azoulay of UNESCO, who has sent us a video message from Paris.
Monsieur le ministre des Affaires étrangères, cher Park Jin, Monsieur l'ancien secrétaire général des Nations Unies, cher Ban Ki-moon, Mesdames et Messieurs
Park Jin,
les ministres,
dear Ban Ki-moon, former UN Secretary General,
cette année, le monde célèbre un
distinguished
anniversaire
ministers and
symbolique
guests.
important, celui des 20
Tonight, the world is
ans
celebrating an important anniversary,
patrimoine culturel
the
et immatériel.
20th anniversary
J'aurais
of
beaucoup aimé être parmi vous
the
pour participer
Convention
personnellement à
for
ces échanges,
safeguarding
pour apprécier aussi, comme je l'ai déjà fait, la richesse du patrimoine culturel coréen. Mais
heritage.
malgré la distance retenue à Paris,
I would
j'ai
have
tout de même
liked
m'adresser à vous
to
depuis le siège
be
de
with you. However, despite being
20 ans
held
passés,
up in Paris, I
avec le
still wanted
recul, nous
to
voyons toute
talk
cette
to you
dimension
from the headquarters of UNESCO in Paris. 20 years have passed, and we now see how daring and bold this convention was. We can see that intangible heritage is something that we can all taste and feel and see. And we know that it was not it was not something empty. Our member states saw this clearly because they ratified this at record rate, and now the convention has 181 state parties. The convention has paved several initiatives to train and pass on intangible heritage throughout the world. From the royal ceremonies of the Jongmyo shrines to the ancestral knowledge of the Arako, Cuencuamo, Kowi, and Wiwa peoples in Colombia that were inscribed last year, hundreds of these traditions, almost 700 from every continent, have found their place on the Intangible Cultural Heritage List. But as you know, our work together is not only about inscribing this marvelous legacy from the past. It is also about seeing and sharing this heritage as a precious resource. Faced with the challenges of the present day, it is indeed a formidable reservoir, a reservoir that we must learn to once again draw on. For intangible heritage has much to contribute to our future. It can bring together peoples and foster peace and dialogue. We saw this in 2018 with the historic joint inscription by both the Republic of Korea and the Democratic People's Republic of Korea. It decided on a shared inscription, that of the Shirim, and Korean tradition. But intangible heritage can also help as we rethink our relation to the living. This is the challenge, the great challenge of our time in the face of climate disruptions. Indeed, whether this means taking into account the risk of avalanches or seeing bees as our allies, these age-old traditions convey other ways of being, of seeing, feeling, and acting with regards to nature. And it's an awareness that's really developed over time that can inspire us in our daily lives. Intangible heritage can also do much to drive creativity and promote gender equality. This is the case, for example, of the culinary traditions, for instance, the couscous traditions inscribed only by Morocco, Tunisia, and Mauritania, to highlight the role of women both in the preparation of this dish and the manufacturing of its utensils. And many other examples exist. We have a duty to protect this exceptional reservoir of knowledge, because faced with rampant urbanization, climate disruption, mass tourism, there is a risk of devitalization of our culture, and heritage is becoming fragilized. So this is the meaning of this meeting, and I want to thank the Republic of Korea, one of the first countries to ratify this convention, for giving us opportunity to think about the present and future of this heritage. I would like to thank all of you for being at our side today with your expertise and experience to help us in this process. I wish you excellent discussions to all. Thank you.
Thank you very much. That was UNESCO's Director General, Audrey Azoulay. I do hope that you were able to listen well to remarks and that they resonated with you as well. Now we'd like to hear the congratulatory address of His Excellency Ban Ki-moon, the 8th UN Secretary General.
Honorable Choi Young-chan, Administrator of the Cultural Heritage Administration of Korea, and I thank His Excellency Park Jin, Minister of Foreign Affairs of Korea, for his statement, even though he had to leave us because of the cabinet meeting now. Honorable Audrey Azoulay, UNESCO Director General, I thank her for her message. And Honorable Dr. Chishing, Deputy Director General of UNESCO, representing UNESCO in person, and Honorable Yoo In-cheon, Special Presidential Advisor on Culture and Sport, former Minister of Culture. Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, it is my great privilege to speak to you at the 20th anniversary of celebrating of the Convention for the Safeguarding of the Intangible Cultural Heritage. I take this opportunity to warmly welcome all of you representatives, experts, young people, and living heritage bearers to Seoul and the Republic of Korea. My appreciation goes to the host of this timely global meeting, Ministry of Foreign Affairs and the Cultural Heritage Administration of Korea, UNESCO, and the Korean Cultural Heritage Foundation for their hard work in organizing this event. You have all come together under the theme of unleashing the power of living heritage for sustainable development and peace, to celebrate the achievement of 20 years of implementing the convention and outline a transformative vision for its future direction, with the recognition that now more than ever, in a rapidly warming world, we must do more to both safeguard and harness cultural heritage for sustainable development and peace. Ladies and gentlemen, actually, we are living in an unprecedented era of new interconnected crises and elevated global uncertainty. Great power rivalry is intensifying, particularly between the United States and China. And the illegal Russian aggression against Ukraine represents one of the most dangerous moments for global security in decades, with the profound humanitarian, economic, and cultural repercussions. COVID-19 is finally coming to an end after having caused extraordinary disruptions to our health systems, economies, societies, and the cultural way of life since early 2020. At the same time, our planet is on fire, literally and figuratively, as the climate crisis is deepening with surging temperatures, burning wildfires, and raging floods. All these are threatening cultural heritage around the world. However, in certain times, such as these, I believe that culture can serve as one of the most important tools in achieving sustainable development, building peaceful and inclusive societies, and forging guiding values. Culture crosses borders, builds bridges, and brings different people together through dialogue as well as mutual understanding. It threads our past, present, and future. Cultural practices, expressions, knowledge systems, and skills make us who we are and shape our communities. Placing culture at the heart of development policies and safeguarding living heritage is the best way to ensure a human-centered, inclusive, and equitable development. Since completing my tenure as United Nations Secretary General, I have devoted much of my time advocating for the UN Sustainable Development Goals, SDGs, around the world. The 2030 Agenda and its 17 Sustainable Development Goals is one of the United Nations' most significant achievements. It provides humanity and our planet with a collaborative blueprint for future. I'm proud to have prioritized during my time as a Secretary General to have these United Nations Sustainable Development Goals and Paris Climate Change Agreement. I believe that SDGs, they are by far the most ambitious and far-reaching visions the United Nations has ever presented to the people of the world. When world leaders came together in New York in September 2015 to adopt the SDGs, they understood that development simply could not be sustainable without being underpinned by culture and synergized by living heritage. If the SDGs are grouped around economic, social, and environmental objectives as the 3 pillars of sustainable development, then culture and creativity contribute to each of these pillars in a transversal way. The economic, social, and environmental dimension of sustainable development in turn contribute to the safeguarding of living heritage and the nurturing of creativity. Cultural heritage, both tangible and intangible, and creativity are essential resources that need to be protected and utilized as they are transmitted through generations. They can serve both as drivers for achieving the SDGs as well as enablers when culture-forward solutions can ensure the success of interventions to achieve the Sustainable Development Goals. Specific references to culture can be found throughout the SDGs with a view to making accelerated progress on education, the environment, peaceful and inclusive societies, economic growth, sustainable cities, food security, public health, and other key areas. For example, SDG 4 on quality education calls for the, I quote, promotion of a culture of peace and non-violence, global citizenship, and appreciation of cultural diversity and of culture's contribution to sustainable development. A living heritage is inherently relevant and increasingly essential to each and every one of the 17 Sustainable Development Goals. In this regard, the explicit recognition that culture is a public good and that living heritage and cultural diversity are central to sustainable development policies, as well as true cornerstones of the SDG architecture itself, will go a long way in helping to ensure the future we want. In this connection, I warmly applaud the 20th anniversary of the convention, which, alongside the hard work of UNESCO and its dynamic partners like yourselves, has notably broadened and deepened our understanding of cultural heritage globally to also include living heritage. The convention's 181 state parties are a resounding testament to its impressive impact over the last decades. But we cannot rest on our achievement to date. Rather, we must craft a forward-thinking vision for its future impact. Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, I firmly believe that the Seoul vision for the future of safeguarding living heritage for sustainable development for peace, to be adopted from the thematic panel discussions, will go a long way in recognizing and codifying living heritage not only as fundamental right, but as a key pillar of sustainability on its own as well. Let us also be inspired in our ongoing efforts by the fact that regardless of our unique traditions and histories, we are all conjoined by something inherently greater. We may hail from many different countries, yet we all share this singular planet as one family of humanity. Indeed, we are all global citizens. with the similar hopes, dreams, and desires for a livable and sustainable future for all people, ecosystems, and our planet. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, I express my warmest congratulations on the organization on the 20th anniversary celebration of the Convention for the Safeguarding of the Intangible Cultural Heritage. Thank you for your attention. 감사합니다.
네, 총장님 감사합니다.
Thank you very much, Mr. Ban, for your congratulatory remark. Thank you. Once again, give him a big round of applause.
네, 그럼 다음은
Thank you very much. Now, I'd like to invite Mr. Xing Chi, Deputy Director General of UNESCO, for his words. Please welcome him with a big hand.
His Excellency Minister of Foreign Affairs of the Republic of Korea, Mr. Park Jin. He left us because of the cabinet meeting, but we are encouraged by his speech and honored by his presence. Your Excellency, Administrator of the Cultural Heritage Administration, Mr. Choi En-chung. Your Excellency, former Secretary General of the United Nations, Mr. Ban Ki-moon. Your Excellency, Presidential Advisor on Culture, Mr. Yu In-chung. Distinguished ministers, Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, UNESCO attaches utmost importance to this event. Director General has addressed this meeting by a video speech, and Deputy Director General is there, and also our Assistant Director General for Culture, Mr. Ernesto Artoni, is there with his staff for intangible cultural heritage. Before we begin the discussions that are so central to this meeting, let me thank each and every one of you for participating in this session. Your commitment to intangible cultural heritage is essential. It is due to your tireless efforts that this convention was born, and it is due to your further labor that this convention will continue to thrive. Let me also thank the Republic of Korea for hosting us. Your country's dedication to intangible cultural heritage and your support for UNESCO's mandates are deeply appreciated. Indeed, as one of the first signatories of this convention, Korea has worked tirelessly for the preservation and promotion of the intangible cultural heritage. I'm thinking here, of course, of the UNESCO Category 2 Center, the International Information and Networking Center for Intangible Cultural Heritage in the Asia-Pacific region. In fact, the Republic of Korea is so committed to this field that it is one of our most active member states when it comes to inscribing new practices, almost one per year since 2008. I cannot describe all of the country's 22 inscriptions on the intangible heritage list, but let me assure you, they offer a fascinating glimpse into Korea's rich and diverse culture, from the traditional dance of Daochum to the flavors of the kimchi and the melodies of alilang. Beyond these inscriptions, Korea reminds us of the profound importance of the convention. For how can we truly appreciate the Korean Buddhist temples and the Singwon, Korean New Confucian academies, without grasping the value of Daemokjang, traditional wooden architecture? Ladies and gentlemen, this year marks the 20th anniversary of this important convention. As it enters its third decade, this anniversary shows how much has been accomplished, but also how much more can be achieved. It is time for new decisions, new directions, guided always by the underlying spirit of this convention. For we must never forget what is inscribed at the very heart of this fundamental text, the spirit of safeguarding and transmission. I wish you all excellent discussions. Thank you. 감사합니다.
네, 감사합니다. 부사무총장님 자리를
Thank you very much, Deputy Director General. Thank you for being here in person, along with the extraordinary remarks. With this, we conclude the opening remarks and the congressional remarks, and we would like to show you a video that we have prepared celebrating the 20th anniversary of the convention, along with an introduction of Korea's heritage. We have taken a look at UNESCO and the ROK's efforts to safeguard ICH for the past 20 years, and we have also looked at the significance of the transmission from one generation to the next. Now we would like to celebrate today's events with more of Korea's ICH, beginning with 거문고 산조, or Korean instrumental folk music using 6 stringed instruments. The instrument itself is depicted in the murals of ancient tombs in Korea and is found in archival records that show that it has been transmitted for over 1,600 years. We hope that this music can tell you a little bit more about the flavors and the beauty of Korean music, and we do have master performers with us today. Please welcome Kim Young-jae, a holder of the 거문고 산조 and a national ICH himself, Lee Hyung-hwan, Vice Dean of Chungang University, Kim Sun-ho, Professor of Korean Music at Ewha Women's University, Ho Yun-jung, Professor of Korean Music at Seoul National University, Ho Ik-soo, Professor of Korean Music at the Chuge University for the Arts. Please welcome them with a big hand.
검은고 산조의 연주 음악을
I hope you also enjoyed the flight of the crane in the backdrop as you saw together as you enjoy the 검은고 산조 instrumental music. Let's again give a big round of applause to Kim Young-jae and all of the master artisan singers and performers of the 검은고 산조. Next, we would like to hear a little bit more about the Korean instrumental music and the vocal music called Pansori, which was selected as a masterpiece of oral and intangible heritage in 2003, together with the same year of the convention. For that, we would like to hear Kim Soo-hyun. And there was also a video that was created by Lee Nao-chi and the Ambiguous Dance Company on a song from this piece called Tiger is Coming. This Tiger is Coming video on YouTube has recorded over 50 million hits. It has been explosively popular all over the world, not just in Korea. It is, I believe, a good example of a creative interpretation of Korean traditional culture, and I invite you to watch the video as well. And following that performance, we would like to hear from Kang Kil-won, a young vocalist here in Korea, as well as Ma Pororo, who is currently a Pansori singer as well, studying at the Korean National University of Arts after studying Pansori in her native country of France. And they will like to sing Saranga of the Pansori musical Chunhyanga. First of all, we'd like to listen to Tiger is Coming with the accompaniment of Kim Soo-hyun.
그때여 별지부가 또 한편을 바라보니 그곳에 분명히 토끼가 있을 듯하여 화상을 피어들고 바라보니 분명히 토끼가 있는지라 저기 앉은 게 태생원 아니오 하고 부른다는 것이 수로말리를 아래턱으로 밀고 나와 아래턱이 뻣뻣해요 퇴자를 호자를 붙여 한번 불러보는데 저기 주둥이 벌근하고 얼숭덜숭한 게 태태태 호세원 아니오 하고 불러놓으니 첩첩 산중의 호랭이가 생언말 듣기는 처음이라 반겨 듣고 내려오는데 범 내려온다 봄이 내려온다 송림 깊은 골로 한김생 내려온다 누의 머리를 흔들며 양기 쭉 찢어지고 몸은 얼숭덜숭 꼬리는 잔뜩 한 발이 넘고 동화 같은 앞다리 전동 같은 뒷다리 새낙 같은 발톱으로 엄동설한 백설격으로 잔디뿌리왕 모래 자르르르르르르 헛치고 주홍잎 쩍 벌리고 자네 앞에가 우뚝 서 홍행행행 하는 소리 산천이 뒤롭고 땅이 툭 꺼지난 듯 자라가 깜짝 놀래 목으로 훔치고 가만히 엎졌을지 호랭이 내려와 사면을 살펴보니 아무것도 없고 누워 말라버린 쇠똥 같은 것밖에는 없지. 아니 이것이 날 불렀는가? 이리 봐도 둥글 저리 봐도 둥글 우둥글 납작이냐 하고 고함을 질러놓으니 자라가 겨우 입뿌리만 내요. 자 우리 통성명합시다. 호랭이 깜짝 놀래. 아이가 이것이 날더러 통성명을 하자고? 오 나는 이 산중을 지키는 호생원이다. 너는 명색이 무엇인고? 예 저는 수국 전 옥주부 공신사대손 별주부 잘하라 하오. 호랭이가 잘하란 말을 듣더니 좋아서 한번 놀아보는디 얼씨구나 절씨구 얼씨구나 절씨구 내 평생 왕배탕이 원이르니 다행히 만났으니 맛 좋은 진미를 비워 먹어보자. 찰나가 기가 막혀. 아이고 나 자라 아니오. 그러면 네가 무엇이냐? 나 뚜껑이오. 네가 뚜껑이면 더욱 좋다. 너를 산채로 불이 살라 술에 타 먹었으면 만병회춘병약이라. 두말 말고 먹자. 으르르르르르르르르르르. 찰나가 기가 막혀. 아이고 이 급살맞이일 것이 동이 보감을 살아서 먹었는지 먹기로만 드는구나.
봄이 내려온다. 장님 깊은 골로 대한 짐승이 내렸다. 몸은 덜숭덜숭 꼬리는 잔뜩 핫팔이 넘고 해머리 흔들며 전동 같은 앞다리 봉화 같은 뒷발로 양기 찌어지고 새낙 같은 발톱으로 잔디뿌리 왕모래를 촤르르르르 그치며 주홍잎떡 벌리고 허리랑 하는 소리 하나리 묻어지고 땅이 툭 꺼진 한듯 차례 정신없이 목으로 움츠리고 가만히 엎젖겄다. 봄 내려온다. 봄이 내려온다. 송이 깊은 골로 한진생이 내려온다. 누의 머리를 흔들며 양기 쭉 찢어지고 몸은 얼숭덜숭 꼬리는 잔뜩. 봄 내려온다. 봄이 내려온다. 송이 깊은 골로 한진생이 내려온다. 누의 머리를 흔들며 양기 쭉 찢어지고 몸은 얼숭덜숭 꼬리는 잔뜩. 봄 내려온다. 봄이 내려온다. 봄 내려온다. 봄이 내려온다.
그때요 도련님이 춘향이를 업고 한번 놀아 보는 뒤.
Alors le jeune maître prit Chunyan sur son dos et chanta ainsi.
이리 오너라 업고 놀자. 이리 오너라 업고 놀자.
Et toi viens par là, grimpe sur mon dos.
얼씨구.
Et toi viens par là, grimpe sur mon dos.
사랑 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 내 사랑이야.
Amour, 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 c'est toi mon amour.
이 내 사랑이로다. 아메도 내 사랑아. 네가 무엇을 먹으려느냐. 둥글둥글 소박 우뽕지 떼뜨리고 강릉 백청을 따르르르르 부어 씻는 발라버리고 붉은 점 원폭 다 판간 술로 먹으려느냐.
Ah non, de cela je ne veux pas.
그러면 무엇을 먹으려느냐.
Des fraises des bois ou bien du raisin, des mandarines ou bien bien des caramels.
아니 그것도 나는 실수.
Alors qu'aurais-tu envie de manger?
지금 덜덜게 살고 작은 이도령서는데 먹으려느냐.
Ah non, de cela je ne veux pas.
저리 가거라 뒤태를 보자.
Ici, reviens-moi, que je te vois de face.
장아장 걸어라 걷는 태를 보자. 빵그두 서라 입속을 보자. 아메도 내 사랑아. 아무 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 옷도 아무 나무.
Amour, 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 c'est toi mon amour.
이 내 사랑이로다. 아메도 내 사랑아.
네, 한국의 이몽룡과 프랑스
That was the love song with the Korean vocalist and a French vocalist as well. In fact, as you just heard, Mapuroru has sung the Pansori version in her native French. I do believe that there are more people around the world who are interested in Korean music and Korean traditional culture, thanks to K-pop. This is all thanks to our work in safeguarding ICH as well. With this, we'd like to take a short break and begin at 10:10. I'd like to thank everyone for coming and thank you for your participation in the opening ceremony. We'll see you soon.